Got the customers in here making their own food, man. Everybody in here trying to help her out. This shit crazy. Manager over here sleep standing up and shit. We at McDonald's on Lindell, man. Check in. Look at my boy on the fries, cuz. Look at she over here drooling. Come on, baby girl. You the manager, man. You supposed to do better than this. This shit crazy. Everybody just getting their free meals in, man. Teamwork make the dream work. She don't work here neither. I know that's right. That shit crazy. We live at the McDonald's on Lindell, man. Look at she over here drooling.
The other day, I was caught off guard by this video. Fast food touches me because I did this. Many of you guys know I did the McDonald's. And I did McDonald's at 15 and a half, 16 and a half, something like that, with a work permit. And then I wound up doing KFC. It's one of my plaques. I became store manager of the year back in the day. I learned the ins and outs of business and restaurants. It's not easy running a restaurant. I can imagine how it is today. As I looked at this, I thought about the times that we live in. And this video here, it's on a lot of social medias. I was like, wow. Did they wind up calling the hospital for her? They say she's the manager on duty. Drooling, is she on something? Is she on medication? She's keeping her balance. I'll put it in silence. She's keeping her balance, so I just can't assume that she's on something, but clearly things aren't well. If you have a combination of maybe one or two employees and the rest customers inside of the McDonald's making their own products. This is telling on so many levels that some people can just walk in and this is transpiring and we're doing videos as opposed to giving aid. I don't know, of course, what the result is, but this hurt. This would have never happened during my day in restaurants. Someone would have went to her aid. Somebody would have grabbed her and assisted her to the chair. Somebody would have called the paramedics. Somebody would have called the owners. Now it seems like we're in a world of moments where you are so in a hurry to put stuff on social media. And that's the telling thing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is late, but yeah, hey, you know how I go here. I'm French Shot Pearson, welcome to French Shot Blue. August 22nd of 2025. It's Friday. Happy Friday, 11:38 in the PM. Yes, there's the receipts. Oh, people. The young generation is quite different. And I have another video, another story to show. You guys probably are aware of this one lady. She was working at Burger King by herself in June. And the information went viral. Check this out.
Y'all need to get her some help up in here because she busted her behind. She's doing everything she needs to do to make sure everybody is okay up in here.
In this TikTok video, you can see Hamilton working by herself, and thousands of people on social media have questions.
I finally got help today.
And she been here since 11 o'clock. She about to close with us at 11. So we just ain't got no employees. Nobody want to work no more.
Hamilton says that she's doing it all for her children and thanks her manager for giving her the job.
I wouldn't have no job because I do have a record. And it's hard to find a job with a record. And by grace of God, she gave me a job. So that's the only reason why I stayed for her.
Y'all need to get her some help up in here because she busted her behind. She's doing everything she needs to do to make sure.
So this lady she's literally working by herself at a Burger King. On so many levels, that's wrong. We're gonna go into her story. It's dangerous, number one. Somebody can rob you. Somebody can take all the merchandise in the business. She could hurt herself and nobody be there. There could be a fire, you name it. I can think of many occurrences over the 19 years of me dealing with KFC that could happen while you're by yourself. Policy is that you don't work by yourself. She said in one of the videos that I did watch, and I've been eyeing this story for a few days. She says even at the top where her district manager was informed, no one gave her any help. That's crazy. Now her area manager gave her an opportunity even though she has a record. When you have a record, you are kind of limited, very much so. In getting certain type of employment. And you need to get that expunged if you can. But having that record, it does hurt you. Also, she's a mother of 3 kids. As I did the research, I didn't hear of a husband or a boyfriend assisting her. Maybe it's there, but she didn't say it. But she's got 3 kids. Her mother was a single mother of 4 kids. Matter of fact, I do remember her saying, I'm a single mother of 3 kids, so there's no man. This is our society, people. I did a video about a week ago talking about this. There's got to be more accountability for our future. It might sound harsh to say do not have the 3 kids, but that is the reality. It might sound harsh to say men stop giving these women these babies, but that's the reality. It might sound harsh to say men, it's more than just sex. It's family, it's community. These are human beings. And if you break up from the woman, the odds are the woman is taking care of the child. So she's at work 12 hours a day. In my research, twice she was by herself, basically from open to close. She's crying because she misses her babies. In fact, she brought one of her kids to work with her one time because she's trying to spend time with her kids. Your heart goes out to it, but again, the reality is that you're having these babies. I got to give shout out to her because she could be on age. She could be getting welfare and assistance and free housing, but she's out there trying to make it. And I have some bad news for you guys at this story, but let's go forward.
Busted her behind. She's doing everything she needs to do to make sure everybody was okay up in here.
Right now, a TikTok video is putting the spotlight on a Midlands fast food worker who's been seen running an entire Burger King location in Columbia all by herself. The emotional post sparking conversations online about labor shortages, long hours, and the struggle to make ends meet. Tonight, we hear from the woman in the video, a mother of 3 who says she's doing everything she can to keep going, even when it means doing it all by herself.
Hey, just tell me your first and last name.
Nykia Hamilton.
Spell it for me.
NYKIAHAMILTON.
And you say you've been working here for about 3 months now.
Yeah.
Kind of tell me about that night when the video went viral. I mean, you were just working.
Yeah, because one of my employees just quit on me, and they ain't had nobody else to come in. So I had to work by myself, and cook by myself. Had to do the dishes, do prep, do the floor, do front counter, drive through. Though I ain't no shutting down drive through and let people come in because it's too much. Trying to run and take orders, they got to run back. So it was a lot. Then last night I closed again by myself last night. I finally got help today. And she been here since 11 o'clock. She about to close with us at 11. So we just ain't got no employees. Nobody want to work no more. So.
Okay, so you have 3 children. You work 2 jobs. Kind of just tell people more about yourself and why you. Because some people on social media was like, I would have just closed the store and left. Like,
yeah.
What made you want to stay?
Because shout out to my general manager Rhonda. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have no job. Because I do have a record, and it's hard to find a job with a record. And by grace of God, she gave me a job. So that's the only reason why I stayed for her. Because if I knew it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have a job.
So basically, to you, some people will say this is negative, but for you, you had a second chance.
Yeah, because every day I got 3 kids to take care of. Ain't nobody going to be taking care of them. I'm a single mother, so I still got to feed.
We all deserve a second chance, maybe even a third. But at some point, you do have to stop having these kids. You got to make better decisions because the decisions or the lack thereof of a good decision, the odds are your children will repeat that decision. And but I still got to give her props. She's out there hustling. If there's anything positive that I can also say from this is that we can learn from her. Don't have all these kids. Don't have them. Sex is supposed to be enjoyed. It's not supposed to be painful later on through having the kids and then the kids suffering. But yeah, this employment thing, what has happened to our employment? What happened? Well, I've told this story before. Back in the 80s, I started seeing a problem with staffing. And back in the 90s, it got worse. I was in a mall working. I had hundreds of applications. So I changed it. I went to a lot of my elderly customers. I went to churches. I went to Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, met the mothers, parents, the dads, civic leaders, politicians, anybody who I thought could send me the best of the best, that's who I hired. I sprinkled it with a few gang members every now and then, some of my stores, because I do believe in giving second chance, but I told them I couldn't have no gang banging and I can't have no robberies in my store. But I started seeing in the 90s. If anybody who's worked fast food, even retail, whatever. Now, one of her comments in here was that, you know what, if they would pay more, we get better people, because she's saying people are, they take the job, they take the rate of pay, and then when they work for a little while, then they quit. People, this is a bad economy. And if you only bring a certain amount of skill, that's what you're gonna get. I'm not trying to be cold, but that's the reality. Fast food is one of those jobs at the low totem pole. You should know what you're getting into. I did it. I think my first job was $3.35 an hour, and that was way back in the day. I was in the lobby at McDonald's, then I worked my way up. The same thing with KFC. I worked my way up. I think the work ethic has changed. I think the kids want too much. I know cost of living is high. I know it, you know it. But when you take the job, have a plan. I was #1 in retention with KFC for a long time. I didn't know that. But I had my district manager call me one time. He said, Ace, my nickname was Ace, said, Ace, your average employee stays with you a year plus. The average employee back in the day when I was working KFC stayed 3.5 to 4 months. So by the time they went through the training, learned cashier, learned a few other things, they left. So now that's a lot of labor. That's a lot of money you wasted on training. My average employee stayed with me a year. When they went off to college, when they came back to summer, they came and worked for me again. It's all in how you relate to people, how you treat them, the environment that you set. It's a lot. It's more than just money. But in this generation, it is about money. There's no one size fit all in terms of recruiting, but for her to work by herself in this situation, that shows a lot of loyalty. I guess we don't have the type of kids that we used to have, but there's got to be a few out there. But I fought the management and I fought everybody up the chain because they knew she was working by herself. That's for sure. On the research I did, they knew she was by herself. Let's go to this next thing. She got rewarded because the video that everybody saw went viral, and it was a group that saw her and they rewarded her for her heroic effort. Check it out.
And someone who taught us all about real grit. We appreciate that. All of us here in the Midlands appreciate that. And so as part of our Jeffco Gives Back, Pay It Forward program, we just want to recognize your strength and say thank you for being an example to all of us.
Now what happened was, this was the lady who put it on TikTok, I believe, and showed that this girl was working by herself the whole shift. Can you imagine working at Burger King by yourself? Come on, man, that's a lot. That's a lot, okay? So she put it out there, so she's recognized by these people here.
And as a part of this program, we are recognizing folks in the Midlands who are going above and beyond, and you certainly have done that. And so we're going to be giving you $500 cash so that you can continue to do the work that you're doing, and you can also pay it forward. So thanks for everything that you've done.
From Watch Fox and the Jeff Coat Law Firm, we want to give you $500. Could you continue to pay it forward?
Thank you. Y'all just don't know how much you mean to me. Girl, you're amazing. I just do it for my babies. I swear that's how I do it.
And you can see she loves her babies. This is why I'm saying, men, keep your little ding-a-ling in your pants. Stop making love to all these women. They're suffering out here. We need men to be more responsible, and we need the women to be more responsible. Can't keep having all these babies. So they gave her $500. Now check this out. She wound up losing her job, y'all. Watch this.
She says Burger King fired her last week and says the way they treated her is wrong. Nykia says her frustrations come from all of the days she put sweat and tears into keeping the store running all by herself.
Evergreen fired me because I've been late because of my kids, bro. My kids come first. And now when y'all gonna watch y'all don't pay for no babysitter, no nothing.
Nykia Hamilton, crying tears of frustration, posting this video on TikTok earlier this month after being fired from Burger King on Broad River Road in Columbia. Hamilton went viral on social media in June for running the restaurant solo, working 12 hours plus, doing every job to provide for her 3 children. She says the company wrongfully fired her after she was on approved time off and was scheduled to work the day she was coming back.
So I told them, I'm not gonna make it in time. I don't see how y'all schedule me at 12 knowing I'm leaving Charlotte at 11. And it take an hour and 30 minutes to get to work. Still got to drop kids off, still got to do everything.
Hamilton says they responded and told her she was terminated so she didn't report to work the next day. But Burger King reached out and told her to report back to work the following day and to be on time. She says the franchise owner, Matt O'Doherty, went to look at her timeline past 2 weeks and told her she was late too often. Hamilton says O'Doherty lacked consideration and gave her a final write-up.
I was like, how I get a final written warning when I never got wrote up or got in trouble with the company?
Hamilton says she always communicated with her GM when she was going to be late and says she always was okay with it because she's a single mom and a hard worker. Hamilton says Burger King and O'Doherty used absence issues as a way to get rid of her.
He was like, you call it controversy, you cause too much problems for the job, you knew how to work by yourself. They literally, 2 weeks after everything went down, they literally made a whole contract after everything went down about being in the store by herself.
She says since she's gone viral, Burger King has been threatening to fire her for speaking to the media about her solo shifts, but says they never provided help or extra crew members for her. Watch Fox News reached out to Burger King about the termination. In a statement, a Burger King spokesperson saying, quote,
So this is how it go, people. When I ran fast food, they train you don't talk to the media. Same thing when I did security. You don't talk to the media. Many of these companies have you sign documents. You don't talk to the media. You don't air your grievances to the public. Now, granted, it wasn't her fault that somebody came in, saw the situation she was in, that is working by herself, and then put it on TikTok. That's not her fault. But no company wants bad press. I'm gonna keep it real. I did this thing for 19 years. Fast food don't want no bad, they don't want that. They want you to come to work and just come to work. But again, I'm talking as a former store manager. What I can tell you is this. You got chain of command. She wasn't supposed to be working by herself. If she had got hurt on the job and laid there and went into convulsions and then had to go to the hospital, that's a lawsuit all day. Not just because she was there, but because she was there by herself and they knew she was there by herself. Because a lawyer would have found that out. And they would have been out a lot of money. But now you're getting all this press, according to her. Within 2 weeks, they backtracking all the time she was late and saying, hey, you know what? Bye. You can kind of read between the lines how all this kind of materialized. But again, you ain't supposed to be talking to the media. So it wasn't her fault they put it out there on social media. Afterwards, she shouldn't have talked to him at all. Even though it was like a celebratorial situation, even though she got the $500, all that's supposed to have been kept quiet. And companies, they usually know that. If I was going to give her some money with my background, I wouldn't have put it in the media and I would have told her don't tell nobody. Because I know people, I know the game. Nobody wants bad press. As they say, junk roll downhill, you know how they go. When you are on the low part of the totem pole, you got to stick with policy. When you are at the high, look, you make policy. And in these videos when I did my research, she said, look, everybody knew I was there by myself, but she didn't get no help.
Burger King responds after a single mom who went viral for running one of its restaurants alone was fired.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be famous.
Nykia Hamilton was filmed working every station at a South Carolina Burger King for 12 hours straight.
Y'all need to get her some help up in here because she busted her behind. She's doing everything she needs to do to make sure everybody is okay up in here. And it's only one person. Look, no.
Now she's going to wind up, in the video, I didn't show it, but she said she's getting a lawyer, she's going to sue them. This is my understanding. I would think Burger King, with all this social media, they're gonna have to iron this out. Because anybody in fast food would tell you they put her life in danger by her working by herself. That's a company has an obligation as well as the employee. And that's how it works in employment. So Burger King just can't walk away from this thing, well, I'm gonna fire you because you're late. Because she can easily come back and say, well, what about the violations you made on me? Something's gonna work out for her. I'm not worried about her. She'll be okay. But what can we learn from this? Fellas, stop giving these women all these babies. Stop being irresponsible. Women, the same thing. Stop it. It takes a lot of discipline not to have this sex. It's not good for you. It's not good for the man. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for society. You got to control your destiny. And as bad as this economy is, you got to stop having these kids. The thing I can say about her is that she's young. She's a go-getter. She had a record where she has a record. Someone gave her a chance. And you know what? If Burger King don't give her another chance, I'm sure somebody out there will give her a chance. But you still got to deal with the babysitter issues. I'm Friendship Pearson. I can't solve it all. Just wanted to do a video. God bless everybody. We pray for her. We pray for America. Pray for the world. God bless.